The idea of a holiday to the Caribbean needs little selling. Some of the world's best beaches, most charismatic people, and year-round sun make it an easy job. Picking which island is a lot harder. Do you fancy soaring volcanic mountains or dreamy coral islands, Spanish rhythms, gourmet French cuisine, a colorful Dutch waterfront? While most people go to fly and flop, once there it's soon clear that this is a rich and diverse region with a lot more to offer, including more than 20 World Heritage Sites. Here's our expert guide to 16 of the best Caribbean islands that will suit couples, families, independent travelers, and anyone seeking fresh adventures. "16 of the best Caribbean islands to visit." Whether you want food and culture or wildlife and nature, you'll find a place to suit you among our pick of the best Caribbean islands. Before this video starts, I have a small favor to ask of you. 3 months ago, 91% of people who watch this channel didn't subscribe. We're now down to 82%. My goal is 50%. So if you've ever liked any of the videos we've posted, if you like this channel, can you do me a quick favor and hit the subscribe button? It helps this channel more than you know. Thank you, and enjoy this video. 1. St. Kitts and Nevis. Come to St. Kitts and neighboring Nevis for the quiet Caribbean life. A mellow itinerary of golf, delicious meals, and lazy beach days, led by a regular crowd who like their hotels 5-star. Manicured St. Kitts has most of the big resorts. It's still lush and adventurous. You can hike through rainforest and spot green vervet monkeys. But, like Antigua, which is only a 20-minute flight away, it feels uncannily British. A quarter of the size of Barbados, Nevis is compact enough to explore on foot. Chic independent hotels have transformed its grand old plantation houses, but consider, too, the candy-colored clapboard bungalows of Uali Beach Resort. If you tire of lounging on golden sands, you can climb Nevis's Soul Misty Peak in search of crystalline waterfalls, wander around botanical gardens, spotting mango-stealing monkeys, or sip potent Killer Bee rum punches at Sunshine's Beach Bar and Grill. 2. Jamaica. Like the rhythm of its beloved reggae music, the best of Jamaica is offbeat. Stylish hideouts among huge and humming resorts and funky island architecture in universal modern concrete. It's also large and lively by Caribbean standards and your best bet for finding character. Much like Punta Cana in neighboring Dominican Republic, the main resort towns of Montego Bay and Ocho Rios are pretty soulless. Instead, try Negril in the west, which has a hip, easy vibe and is home to 7 Mile Beach, one of Jamaica's best stretches of white sand beaches. Treasure Beach in the southwest is quieter but equally laid back. And at the other end of the island is Port Antonio, a favorite jungle hideaway for artists and hedonists, including Rudyard Kipling and Errol Flynn, for more than a century. Leave time to roam the John Crow Mountains, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that stretches over 10,000 acres and is home to no fewer than 200 species of resident and migrant birds. 3. St. Lucia. St. Lucia's natural beauty had European powers fighting over it for centuries. 7 times British, 7 times French, as any local will tell you. Now one of the Caribbean's independent nations, it's among the friendliest and most peaceful of the bunch. While other islands look postcard-ready, with sandy stretches of coast in every direction, St. Lucia's appeal is its diverse landscape. The terrain varies so much, you could be in a tropical rainforest one minute and beside a volcano the next. This makes it perfect for soft adventure, whether you're looking to hike the Piton Mountains or go ziplining through the dense jungle. Nearly all the resorts, attractions, and golf courses are along the west coast, as are the two main cities, French-influenced Soufrière and the more British-feeling capital of Castries. So, if you want the wild, jungle scenery, take a drive along the east coast to be impressed by the animal tally the island offers. 4. Trinidad and Tobago. With Venezuela nipping at its heels, the country of Trinidad and Tobago is the most southerly of the Caribbean islands, falling outside the hurricane belt. Like St. Kitts and Nevis, the two islands have their own distinct flavors. Trinidad is big and brawny, oil-wealthy enough not to need tourists, but still thrilling to visit. Just a 40-minute flight from Grenada, it's a birdwatcher's nirvana. And the food. Its diverse population, a mix of Javanese, Syrian, Indian, Lebanese, Creole, and African, makes for a deliciously varied menu. Calm, lush Tobago's a bit slower, with a deserved reputation for great beach holidays. There are fewer all-inclusive hotels here, which arguably makes for a more authentic experience. It's also a great place to spot giant turtles, which come in to nest between March and September. 5. Grenada. This diverse drop of land is exactly how you've always imagined the Caribbean to be. Pristine, mostly empty world-class beaches, its own distinct cuisine, think nutmeg ice cream, coconut-sweetened stews, and bean-to-bar chocolates. And friendly, laid-back locals you'll actually chat to. Yet, on an island of 105,000 people, there are only around 1,400 hotel beds. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with a slightly larger population, has 2,500 hotel beds. Consequently, Grenada feels almost devoid of tourists. The pace is slow, the sands peaceful, the people welcoming, and there is plenty of day trip fodder to strap on your boots and backpack for. This is the island for those who thought they knew the Caribbean already. 6. The Bahamas. The Bahamas, made up of some 700 islands and just off Florida, used to be mainly known for Atlantis, the wacky, lost, world-themed hotel and water park where Michael Jackson once lived. Shame, because the other islands beyond New Providence, where Atlantis is, are so different they have their own name, the Out Islands. Eleuthera is boho and beautiful, while Harbor Island is fashion shoot handsome, with its pink sand beaches favored by posh Brits and waspy Americans. The Abacos are teeny-weeny, one church, car-free specks, and Andros is all about the diving. Everyone can find their own Bahama to fall in love with. The one drag, you need to fly between them, but planes are cheap, frequent, and reliable. 7. Antigua. Antigua confounds lazy categorization. Despite its reputation for beachy glamour, super yachts basking in wide harbors, barefoot, moneyed guests draped over cushioned loungers in immoderately priced resorts. This is resolutely a proper island, with plenty of snorkeling opportunities and a standout marine scene. None of the 365 beaches are closed to locals, and the island is not as enthralled to the tourist buck as some are. The island's a dawdle to explore too. Nothing on Antigua is ever more than a 45-minute drive away, and unlike some of its Caribbean neighbors, even in peak season life is all about cricket, sailing in English Harbor, and hanging out in rum bars. 8. Aruba. Dutch-owned Aruba does a great deal for the package holidaymaker. It was one of the first Caribbean islands to exploit its tourist potential. In the 1950s, as early cruise ship advertising cashed in on the calypso craze among Americans at the time, But its fly and flop appeal is only half the story. Despite its bijou size, just 20 miles by 6 miles, it's easy to skip the blonde sand and explore the interior wilderness. Arikok National Park is dream hiking terrain with dragon-tooth cliffs, ancient petroglyphs, and abandoned gold mines. Alternatively, hire a car and head north to snorkel among reef fish at Malmock Beach. 9. Barbados. "21 miles long and 14 miles wide, Barbados packs in plenty of treats to feast on, from botanic gardens to rum distilleries. And beige-on buses following the coastline, yellow with blue stripes and vibrating with reggae beats, are regular and cheap, providing an easy way of getting around the island. Sip a rum punch and kick off your flip-flops as you peruse a menu in the Caribbean's culinary capital. Oyston's Fish Fry, the Friday night market, where islanders and tourists tuck into chunks of herby grilled fish and 150-pound beers, is no secret. But it stands up to the hype. The grub is the best and cheapest you'll eat here, 8 pounds a plate. Make a beeline for Pat's Place and try the meaty marlin. Or poodle down to Mount Gay's Slick Rum Distillery near Bridgetown. End the tour in its trendy bar, where you can find out exactly what's in that blush pink punch you've been drinking. 10. Dominican Republic. Toss aside everything you know about the DR, the cheap and cheerful package holiday haven for the sloshed and sunburnt. Instead, think of this sultry Spanish-blooded nation as Cuba Light, or an easier, breezier Mexico. In fact, its tacky, identikit resort reputation applies only to 2 tiny pockets near the big airports, Punta Cana in the south and Puerto Plata in the north. The Brit perception of it would confound any hip New Yorker or wealthy Eastern Seaboarder who can fly here in under 4 hours and consider the DR the height of sophistication. Don't miss out on the whale-watching opportunities when you're here either. Humpbacks choose Samana Bay on the northeast coast as the best place to mate and give birth each spring, January to March. And since they love the warm waters of this sheltered ark, you only need to sail a few minutes from the coast for a glimpse. Usually, finding humpbacks involves cruising for hours. 11. Turks and Caicos. The A-listers Caribbean is all about islands that allow you to have an entire stretch of beach to yourself, feed you 5-star sushi, and cocoon you in spaces worthy of an interior design magazine. The specs of the Turks and Caicos, 2 hours flight from Miami, are where Americans retreat to for near Maldivian levels of solitude. The private island of Parrot Cay, where Bruce Willis and Keith Richards have holiday homes, put the destination discreetly on the map. Stay in its main hotel and take boats out to tiny outcrops inhabited only by iguanas. 12. Cuba. Havana, the capital, is stop number 1 on your visit to Cuba. Stroll the streets of Old Havana, the crumbling historic quarter of Baroque churches, cobbled plazas and grand mansions, and take in street art in the waterfront San Isidro barrio. Looking for something greener? Head off by coach 110 miles west to pine-scented Viñales, a sculpted valley of shaggy limestone mountains flecked with dinosaur fossils, where beasts of burden till palm-bordered tobacco fields. 13. Dominica. Dominica is one of the least developed islands in the Caribbean. You won't see any sprawling beach resorts here, and that's part of its charm. The forest-covered mountainous interior is ideal for intrepid hikers, with the multi-day Waitukubuli National Trail the most challenging in terms of length. It's also possible to do a segment of the trail as a taster. Much easier is the walk around Freshwater Lake or to the Trafalgar Falls. For those looking for something a bit more sedate, the volcanic island has plenty of other options. In Watan Wavan, you'll find a cluster of hot springs where locals have built rustic sulfur baths around. At Tito Gorge, swimming at the confluence of hot and cold springs is a tourist favorite. And don't forget Bubble Beach, the rough and ready departure point for Champagne Reef, where undersea volcanic activity releases a steady stream of bubbles, like its namesake wine. 14. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Anchored by the mighty volcanic hulk of St. Vincent, this idyllic chain of 31 islands in the southern leewards lies scattered across a turquoise sea like dropped jewels. A favorite escape for yachties, honeymooners, affluent families, and anyone who loves island hopping, they deliver an authentic and uncommercialized taste of the Caribbean. Biquia, the largest of the Grenadines, is a popular base for exploring, while neighboring Mustique is a private island with fabulous villas that have long been a favored getaway for rock stars and royalty. Canoeing, with a lofty golf course and super yacht marina, is another jet-set escape, while tiny, all-inclusive, Petite St. Vincent is the place for quality downtime with a partner. Getting out on the water is a must, with the Tobago Cays providing your chance to swim with turtles. Nearby Mayro and Union Island, meanwhile, are two top spots for kite surfing. And for a challenging hike, you can climb the 1,234 meters, 4,048 feet, La Soufriere volcano that crowns St. Vincent. 15. St. Barts. Though only 8 square miles, French-speaking St. Barts packs a mighty punch with its stylish crowd, 5-star hotels, luxury shops, gastronomic restaurants, and indefatigable party spirit. A short runway ensures a heart-thumping fly-in. Ferry services are also available. While the topsy-turvy hills promise exhilarating drives to discover white sand beaches that are immaculately maintained. Once Swedish, the island is now thoroughly Gallic, so expect Euros, yellow post boxes, driving on the right, and handsome gendarmes. Admiring the sunset is a daily ritual, and the nightlife is as crazy as you wish. Peaking in the festive season, when the harbor in the capital, Gustavia, is packed with super yachts admiring the fireworks. There are pockets of peace too. Colombier Beach, accessible only by boat or foot, and a thriving art scene. Families will enjoy the shell-strewn beaches, water sports, and gourmet picnics. Just don't look at your bank statement until you get home. Before we continue the final part of the video, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any changes or new content we bring your way. Your participation and support are extremely important to us. Please share your thoughts, opinions, and questions in the comments section below. Your input is valuable to us, and we value the insights you bring to the table. (16) Anguilla. Looking for the finest beaches in the Caribbean? The 33 you'll find in Anguilla are top contenders. Low-lying and arid, this small and quirky British overseas territory draws a well-heeled crowd who appreciate the island's tranquil vibe, characterful luxury resorts, and sophisticated restaurant scene. Beyond the fascinating Heritage Collection Museum in East End, which documents the island's eventful history, there's little to see in terms of sights. That leaves plenty of time for boat trips to pancakes of sand like Prickly Pear Cays and Sandy Island for a boozy lobster lunch, then maybe some dancing under the stars at the informal bars in Sandy Ground. The well-established Moonsplash Music Festival takes place in March with Carnival, which includes sailing races held at the end of July and beginning of August. You can also take a 45-minute ferry ride across to French-speaking St. Martin, where there are chic shops. Thank you for being with me so far, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are interested in seeing more, you can watch it here, and in the end, long live humanity.